Versatile Mage. Chapter 618. Same as a team. Ice Lock. Use Ice Lock to tie the vehicles together as barriers. Shorty ordered in a loud voice. The disciple of some renowned family, named Du Lekang, was also an ice magician, same as Mu Bai. They both used their ice chains to tie the vehicles scattered on the streets together, stacking them up into a tall barrier. The group did have a fair number of magicians. It was not too difficult for them to clear a path and stack the vehicles on both sides. Basically, the barriers were completed by the time the crowd at the front reached the zebra crossing. Soon, people started crossing the street like a slowly flowing river. The people in the front were mostly men in their robust years. They were able to speed up the flow behind without blocking the way ahead. The women and children were in the middle, surrounded by the men. At the start, everyone tried their best to stay in formation to protect the women and kids so they would not lose their way among the crowd. However, when the cries of undead rose from all directions, and undead approached the barriers on both sides, the crowd immediately turned into a mess. Anyone who fell to the ground would be trampled by countless feet. It did not matter if they were old people, kids, or women. Those who tripped, try your best to curl yourself up. Use your hands to protect your heads and chest. Shorty yelled when he saw many people falling to the ground. It always felt the safest staying in a crowd, but when everyone was panicking, it was scarier than fighting against the undead. The magicians were able to hold the undead off with their spells, yet they could not use their spells to save the people on the ground. Forget about the people on the ground, a bunch of them are coming, there are too many of them. The magician with thick makeup screamed at Shorty. The magicians were all standing on top of the wall of cars, yet packs of undead were already lunging at them before the crowd was even halfway across the street. The cars, buses, and jeeps were unable to slow them down at all, as they could simply hop between the roofs of the cars. Each leap moved them 10 meters closer to the crowd. Their physical capabilities were far higher than a human's. Most terrifyingly, the number of zombies, skeletons, and phantoms was overwhelming. The cries and screams of the crowd, and the ground shaking as they ran, attracted every undead within a kilometer toward them. 10 o'clock, 30 of them, 30 zombies are coming, screamed the battlemaga with thick makeup, paling. Shorty and the woman were responsible for guarding in that direction, yet they were both busy handling a group of phantoms nearby. They would not be able to hold the zombies off. Mo Fan, are you waiting for New Year? Yelled Shorty at the top of his lungs. A few seconds after the yell, a blazing fireball descended from above and exploded right in the middle of the zombies. Not only did the flames rise up in a huge mushroom cloud, it even detonated the vehicles nearby. The flames spread rapidly as sharp fragments of the exploded vehicles flew in all directions. The zombies were either scorched black or punctured by the fragments. I'll leave the rest to you, there are more coming from the other side, Mo Fan's voice came from above. Shorty spat on the ground and slammed his fiery fist at the ground, producing a magnificent groundbreak that launched the remaining zombies into the sky. Why is your second tier fiery fist, groundbreak, weaker than that guy's first tier fiery fist, exploding heaven? Asked the battlemaga with thick makeup. Shut up. Shorty felt humiliated when he realized that his spell had killed less than 10 zombies. At the front of the crowd, the ice chains of Mu Bai and Du Lekang danced in the sky above the crowd, knocking away the undead that were trying to jump into the crowd. Du Lekang was still too naive because of his youth, still trying to compete with others in a situation like this. He was trying to control 5 ice chains at once. However, he had to focus more in order to control a higher number of ice chains. He did not realize that a phantom was sneaking toward him quickly. Du Lekang, a phantom general. Luckily, his girlfriend reminded him after noticing the creature in time. Du Lekang turned around and discovered a creature with legs like a spider had crawled onto the bus. It immediately lashed out at him. Du Lekang was fairly quick with his reactions. He immediately summoned an ice chain back, trying to wrap it around the Phantom General. To his surprise, The Phantom General was extremely agile. It spun around the bus, dodging the ice chain with ease, before 6 limbs with icy edges were raised to stab through him. Du Lekang summoned his shield equipment in panic. It was a shield made of deep ocean blue orbs densely packed together. Its defense was not particularly outstanding. It managed to save Du Lekang's life, yet 6 bloody holes were left on his body. The wounds were close to Du Lekang's arteries. His blood immediately jetted out from the holes. "Lekang, someone save him!" Du Lekang's girlfriend screamed out in panic. The number of undead was not less than the crowd. Even Mu Bai, who was the closest to him, was being kept busy by 20 skeletons nearby. He did not have a chance to cast a spell to help Du Lekang. The Phantom General's savage face had a vicious look when it realized its attack had only inflicted serious injuries to its target. It adjusted its position and purposely waited for the shield equipment to disappear before giving him a fatal blow. The shield equipment did not last long. The Phantom General crouched slightly to accumulate its strength. Suddenly, a purple-black lightning bolt appeared in the sky above the Spider Phantom General. It was almost as tall as the building next to it. The lightning struck the Spider Phantom General. The cunning creature sank into the roof of the bus. Before it could recover, another lightning bolt struck the creature again. The roof of the bus exploded as the creature was blasted into the bus. Its body was scorched black. The elegant yet destructive lightning appeared again. It passed through the hole on the bus roof and landed on the Spider Phantom General. The Spider Phantom General trembled, its bones thoroughly shattered. When the cunning creature thought it had all come to an end, more lightning strikes landed on it mercilessly. The bottom of the bus was blasted open. The Spider Phantom General fell through the hole to the ground. Even the surface was cracked open. The continuous lightning strikes were utterly imperious, blasting the creature from the roof of the bus to the ground. Its back was punctured by the lightning rays. Its limbs were doing a final dance as its life force drained away. Meanwhile, Du Lekang was still bleeding heavily on the roof of the bus. He raised his head and glanced at the young man in the black outfit in disbelief. Lightning element, so he's a lightning magician. Du Lekang finally understood why everyone had let him take the higher ground. That guy up there, his firepower is as strong as a small team of magicians. Mu Bai stated after seeing Du Lekang's reaction. Chapter end. Please guys like, comment, share, and subscribe.